Hey guys, it's Andrew from Cardinal Kia. In this video, we're going to do a walkthrough of the newly redesigned 2023 Kia Telluride. I have in front of me here an SX Limited all-wheel drive in wolf gray with mahogany interior. Let's get started. Okay, so starting us off, this is the newly refreshed 2023 Kia Telluride. It is still powered by our 3.8 liter GDI V6 with an 8-speed automatic transmission. I'll put the numbers up on the screen for that. And starting us off is the camera up in the top there for your lane keep with lane follow assist, and the sensor next to that for your auto rain sensing wipers. The front wipers are tucked under the hood a bit, so don't try and lift them on their own, otherwise they'll make contact with the hood. The inside of the headlights has been redesigned, and that has projection LED low beams and high beams with your new daytime running lights, LED fog lights in the bottom. And these are switchback LEDs for your turn signals. So they switch from the regular white daytime running light over to your amber turn signal. And it may be a little difficult to see, but your LED daytime running lights change into LED front positioning lights when your headlights are on. So they just dim a little, but they're still on. And then you've got your projection LED at the top and your fog lights on in the bottom. There are active aero vents down here on the sides of the front bumper. This grille is specific to the SX and the SX Limited. We have our nice big Kia badge in the middle, and right underneath that is your front camera for the surround view camera. There are the front parking sensors and the radar spot for your advanced forward collision avoidance assist with junction turning and junction crossing, and your smart cruise control with stop and go. This is a new wheel design, so these are still 20-inch alloys with some gloss black and machine finish, and they're riding on Michelin all-season tires. I'll put the number on the screen, and these are running on 245/50 R20. There are LED signal repeaters in the side mirror, and under that is your side camera for the surround view camera. And in the corner of the mirror here is your indicator for the blind spot collision avoidance assist. Additional safety features that have been added that use the cameras and the sensors are your lane change oncoming, lane change side assist, and evasive steering assist. I'll have more information on that soon. This is equipped with push button start, and this is the new style key fob. On the back, we have our button for the remote start. On the other side, we have our lock button at the top. Underneath that is the unlock, the button for the power lift gate, and your panic button at the bottom. Before, you had the option to use the key fob to unlock the door or press the button on the outside of the door handle. But now, as long as you have the key fob on you, you can put your hand in the handle and it will automatically unlock the door for you. If you were to press and hold the unlock button on the key fob for a few seconds, all 4 automatic windows will go all the way down. This does have the safe exit assist, so if you tried to open the door after you're done with the vehicle, you'll get a warning to let you know that somebody's about to drive alongside the vehicle and lock the door so you can't open it. The SX Limited does have the low profile roof rails and a body colored shark fin antenna and the brushed chrome trim. Gas doors on the driver's side, and when the doors are unlocked, you can open the gas door by pressing on the right hand side, and there's a spot on the inside of the door here where you can put your cap so you don't scratch your beautiful paint underneath. And when you go to put it back on, it's a single click to close. On the back here, we have our new redesigned LED combination taillights, third brake light at the top, and to the left of that there is the camera for the digital rear view mirror, wiper at the bottom of the window, new Kia badge with new Telluride across the back, and our 4X badge for the all-wheel drive. The rear bumper's been redesigned. There is a dual exhaust tip, and that does have your rear parking sensors in it, as well as your reflectors and your reverse light. And while reversing, you do have rear cross traffic collision avoidance, and your rear parking sensors has the parking avoidance assist to stop itself if you're backing up and you got too close to something. The backup camera is located a bit just under the L there. This is a power lift gate, and the button to open it is just to the right of your backup camera. This is what it's like when the third row seat backs are up. You get a decent amount of space here. Under the cargo floor, some storage area. There is a spare tire mounted underneath, and that's the letdown spot for it. And the jack kit for that is mounted into the side here. You can put the cargo floor on an angle, so if you want to fit any bags or anything in there without it sliding around across the top, you can set it up like this. To put the third row seat backs down is very simple. Give a tug on the pull and it will allow the headrest down, and then with it pulled still, you can let it go down flat. And there's a little spot to Velcro your pull in place. For the third row passengers, there are cup holders there and a USB-C fast charging port on each side. There are some extra speakers mounted in the back on each side, and the subwoofer mounted below it for your premium Harman Kardon sound system. There's a 12-volt auxiliary plug, and above that, the buttons to help with your second row seat backs. When you give it a press, it electronically assists with the second row seat backs going down. There is a spot where you can put the third row seat belts so they're not clanging around in the back or getting in the way. And this is what it's like when both rows are down. Straight through space. There's no interruption between each row. Very flat. On the edge of the power lift gate, on the left we have the button to close the tailgate. This is to turn the auto close off if you didn't want the tailgate to close after you've walked away with the key fob. You can manually adjust the height of the tailgate where you want it, and you can press and hold the close button until it beeps, and it will remember the height that you set manually. And to activate the smart trunk feature, you just have your key fob on you, walk up to the back of the vehicle, it will start to beep and blink, and by the fourth beep, it's just gonna go ahead and power open for you, just in case your hands happen to be full. There is a welcome mirror light feature. When approaching the vehicle with the smart fob, the power folding mirror will unfold for you, and a little LED light will light up in behind the door handle here, just to welcome you to your vehicle. Entering the driver's side, on the driver's door, there is a wood grain trim finish, your driver memory seating. The top button here is for your power folding mirrors. Underneath that, your powered mirrors, your power locks, your power windows with auto up and down for all 4 windows, and your window lock with child lock and safe exit assist. And this does have that premium Harman Kardon sound system. This has the mahogany Napa leather, and you have a 12-way power driver's seat. You can adjust the under the front leg support. You can go forward and back, up and down, the seat back forward and back, and your 4-way lumbar support. If you need to pop the hood, that's down to the left of the dead pedal. On the left side of the steering column is the lever for your telescopic steering wheel, and that goes up and down and in and out. To the left of that in this cluster of buttons are your dash illumination lights to adjust the brightness of the interior buttons when your headlights are on at night, your downhill brake control to open and close your power lift gate from the front, and to turn off your traction control for whatever situation. The left arm on the steering column is for your headlights. They are automatic. You can still turn them on and off as you want to. The switch for your fog lights next to that, and this is equipped with auto high beam assist. When you put your turn signal on, it will use the side camera to show you our blind spot viewing monitor feature for whichever side you have your turn signal on. The right arm is your wiper arm. You do have the auto position, and you can adjust how aggressive you want the auto control to be. You twist the end of the wiper for the rear wiper, and for our fluid, if you pull the arm toward you, it does the front fluid. You push it away from you and it does the rear fluid. And anytime you make an adjustment in the wiper arm, it will come up on the right side of the digital instrument cluster to let you know what position you're putting it in, just to take the guesswork out of it. On the left side of the steering wheel here are your multimedia controls. The top left button is your voice recognition button. This is equipped with the Kia voice recognition, and when you're connected with Android Auto, this becomes your Google Assistant button, and when you're connected with Apple CarPlay, that becomes your Siri button. The mode button lets you switch between different media inputs. We have your volume up and down, and you can mute it by pushing it in. The up and down on the right here will cycle through your saved radio presets, as well as next and previous if you're using your phone or a USB drive. And they are inverted, so down is next and up is previous. We have our answer button for the phone, and the star button next to it is a custom button. When pressed, it will pop up on the infotainment screen and ask you what function you want that button to do. Our cruise control buttons are set up on the right side of the steering wheel. The top button is to turn on and off your cruise control, as well as if you press and hold it, it will go to the speed limiter option. This button here is for the smart cruise control system to change the distance on the fly between you and the car ahead of you. This is to turn on and off your lane keep and lane follow assist. And the sheet of paper button up and down and OK is to control in the middle of your instrument panel. This is now equipped with the dual 12.3-inch panoramic screens. This is the 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster. We have a lot of information going on in here. Up in the corner, we have the AWD to let us know our idle stop and go system is on. And next to that, it will display when your lane keep and lane follow assist are on. In the bottom right, we have our odometer. To the left of that is letting us know what drive mode or terrain mode we're in. The very bottom in the middle, fuel economy information. Next to that is the outside temperature. And to the left of that is your estimated range on this tank of gas with the fuel gauge above it. In the top left, it's letting us know what gear we're in. And underneath that is a speed limit warning sign. In the center, this is our lane keep information, as well as our smart cruise control information. When smart cruise comes on, an animation will change to let you know what the distance is between you and the car ahead of you. If I hit the sheet of paper button to go sideways, we have a few different trip counters, the amount of time that our idle stop and go system has stopped for, and a digital speedometer. This screen has a digital compass. When we have a destination in the nav system, it will let us know how far until our next destination in distance and time. There's a screen to let you know where the power is going for your all-wheel drive system as you drive, and your tire pressure monitoring system. When you're in reverse, on the right-hand side here, will show your front and rear parking sensors, as well as your rear cross-traffic collision avoidance. You can change the theme of the instrument cluster. Right now it's linked, so if I were to change, say, from smart mode to sport mode, it will change based on what driving mode I'm in. Otherwise, you can set it to a static theme, so it won't change unless you change it. This is Classic A, this is Classic B, this is Classic C, and this is your dynamic theme. The dynamic theme is like you're driving off into the horizon, and this screen will change based on what the weather is outside and what the light of day is. This is your 12.3-inch infotainment screen. I am going to try to reduce the glare from the sun outside, but this does have a special coating on it, so while you're driving, it heavily reduces any glare. It just doesn't show up the same way on the camera, unfortunately. So from the home screen, on the left here, we have our date and time and whatever media you're listening to, and a little faint map over here on the right. If you swipe to the left, we have our most commonly used icons. When we go into map, the map will be on the full screen. You can make some adjustments to it on the left-hand side here. If we went into navigation menu, you can go under search to type in your specific address. You can look up points of interest around you. It will save any previous destinations or an address book as you want to. And it will give you traffic updates, let you know where your closest Kia dealership is to you. When a destination's in there, you can edit your route, and you have some favorites along the bottom. Under phone, when your phone is connected, you do have the option to stream through Bluetooth audio or do Bluetooth hands-free calling. And you do have the option of having 5 different profiles in the car, 2 connected phones at a time. The primary one would be for calling or media. The secondary one would be only for media. You do have the option to use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, but you still need to be wired, and you would plug into the USB port down here in the center. You have the option to leave a voice memo. You can edit your climate settings. You have the option for a valet mode when Kia Connect is activated. You do have passenger talk, so when passenger talk is selected, it will amplify your voice in the vehicle so that everybody in the vehicle can hear you nice and clear without having to scream back to the third row to try to have a conversation. And if they talk from the back row as well, it'll play through the speakers in the front so we can hear them clearly too. You have the option for quiet mode. When quiet mode is activated, it'll cut out all the sound to the rear speakers and set the front speakers only to a set volume. You can adjust the rear climate controls from the front. You have HD radio data to give you some updated traffic information, weather, and even local fuel prices. If I swipe to the left and go into radio, you do get a 3-month trial to SiriusXM satellite radio. You also have your AM and FM bands, and those do have HD radio, so make sure that's turned on. For the stations that have it, once it loads, you get better sound quality for those stations. And because you have the premium Harman Kardon sound system, you can turn on QLS, which is Quantum Logic Surround. And under setup, through vehicle, This is where you can adjust the vehicle settings, including all of the safety features. Under driving convenience are all of your advanced highway driving assist options. You can adjust your head-up display. Above the instrument panel is the 10-inch head-up display through the windshield. And you can further adjust any convenience features. There's a lot of real estate on this screen, so you have the option to bring the bump out, I like to call it, and you can have some information on the right-hand side with priority information on the left. So right now the map is on the right-hand side. If I swipe up, it'll go to weather information and give you that once Kia Connect is activated. You can activate passenger talk right from here. You can link a calendar to it. You have a digital compass that will give you your legit latitude, longitude, and elevation. And you can pick which compass you want. You have the time. And if you wanted to, right now, because this is radio and map, you can push the map button and it will flip the two. And if you want one priority to be full screen, just go ahead and hit the little arrow to put the bump out away. When you put the vehicle in reverse, your backup camera will show up on the left-hand side, and on the right, your bird's eye top-down or round view for the surround camera. This does have the dynamic parking guidelines, so when you turn the steering wheel, it'll give you a projection as to where you're headed. If you added a trailer hitch, you do have the option to go into the view to help you with that. And you do have the option to do a 3D model of your car and do a round view of that as well. Underneath that, we've got some vents. Then we have the rest of the media buttons, including another custom button. And this does have the dual zone tri-level auto climate control. Your heated steering wheel's over here. Don't forget your rear defroster does include the side mirrors. Underneath the climate control, we have our driver's side heated front seats and air-cooled ventilated seats. And those are both 3-stage. So we have high, medium, low, and off, and high, medium, low, and off. We have a little storage area next to that. Press down to allow the lid up. We have our USB port in the center here. That was for the USB drive or Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. We have a fast charging USB-C port, the indicator for the wireless charging pad under it. And this area has gotten much larger now for different size phones. And behind the little door here on the left, another 12-volt auxiliary plug. Under that is your shifter, and you do have the option to use the Sportmatic mode. Underneath that is our drive mode knob. So you have the option to switch between comfort, eco, sport, or smart mode. And when I turn the dial, it will come up in the instrument panel to let me know what mode I'm putting it into. And it will indicate right here which mode I'm in. And while in smart mode, smart will make the adjustments for you between eco, normal, and sport mode. If you're in eco mode, smart is green. Comfort mode, it's white, and sport mode, it's red. And that will make the adjustments for you based on how you're driving. If I push the button in, it flips to terrain mode. I then have the option to choose between snow, mud, or sand mode. And again, it will also come up on here to let me know which one I'm selecting, and it will let me know which one down in the corner I'm in. Underneath that, we have our button to temporarily disable the idle stop and go system for that drive. We have the auto hold, electronic parking brake, our parking sensors button to turn on and off, and our parking view assist button that when pressed, it allows you to look through your backup camera without being in reverse. To the right of that, we have our cup holders and a nice little storage area there. And they got some pretty hefty handles on the sides here too. Underneath my elbow is some storage area with a nice little shelf and an additional USB-C charging port. This does now have the new full screen digital rear view mirror with home link buttons underneath it for a garage door opener that can be programmed. In the ceiling, we do have a sunglasses holder still. You'll see we have our deluxe headliner. We have our map lights, buttons for Kia Connect. This is for your roadside assistance, and this is for emergency services. We have 2 controls for our power sunroof. The front sunroof has a manual shade with a power opening window. It can be tilted to allow some fresh air in without letting everything in. And the rear sunroof has a power shade, but it's a static window. The window does not open, but it will allow a lot of natural light into the beautiful cabin. We have our visors with a little vanity mirror, and the light comes on automatically when you open the mirror. When you close it, it goes out. And when these unhook, they do slide. They're extendable. And we have our you-know-what handles. Entering the passenger side, they also have a power seat to go forward and back, up and down, the seat back, forward and back, and they also get lumbar support. In the glove box, we do have the manuals for the vehicle, There's a manual just for the vehicle, one for the infotainment screen, some warranty info, and roadside assistance info, packaged with the key for your lock nuts. And on their door, the power locks and power window. And for the rear seat passengers, they have manual sunshades. The 2 captain's chairs are 3-stage heated and 3-stage air cooled. And they have their own window control, with some storage at the bottom of the door and a bottle holder. They've got a hefty handle here for getting into the rear seats. Tons of room in the back. On the back of the driver's seat, there is a little hook and some storage area. Cup holders on the top of the console here. And at the bottom here, another 12-volt auxiliary plug and a 3-prong house outlet. And let's not forget in the sides of the seats, more USB-C fast charging ports on the passenger side and on the driver's side. There are armrests in the center here that can be adjusted. If you need to get into the 3rd row, you can press the button on the top shoulder of the seat, or there's another one right down by the lever on the side. And when you press it, the seat back will go forward and the whole seat will slide forward for you. And then you can enter the 3rd row. When you pull the lever up, it will allow the seat back down. And there is a spot where you can put the seatbelt in the side here again, so it's not clanging around or getting in the way. And pull the lever up and hold it with one hand while you put the seat back up with the other. Up in the ceiling for the 2nd row passengers, we've got some vents. We also have some climate controls for the rear and some LED interior lights. And in the 3rd row, they also have their own LED lights, their own vents. The 3rd row middle seatbelt is tucked up into the ceiling there. The cargo light, and your sonar sensors. The sonar sensors are used in conjunction with when you go to turn the vehicle off and open your door, it's gonna ping to check your rear seats in case you forgot anything important back there. You can have the sensor on so that if the vehicle was locked and somebody was left inside the vehicle and there was movement in the vehicle, it will then set off the horn and the lights and even send you a notification in Kia Connect. And this concludes our walkthrough of the 2023 Kia Telluride SX Limited all-wheel drive. Thank you for bearing with me. I will be making some of the how-to videos on a lot of individual features. And there are some brand new features to the Telluride that aren't in any of our other vehicles yet. So once I get some more information, I'm gonna be making some videos on that too. And that's everything, guys. Thanks for watching.